Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ثم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا أوفوا بالعقود رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي آمين يا رب العالمين ثم أما بعد. Everyone, today inshallah what I want to share with you is one of the most important lessons that I learned from my teacher, one of my teachers, Dr. Akram Nadwi, not too long ago. This was less than 2 years ago that I heard him give an introductory talk about something that I thought I understood and I knew pretty well, but actually in the course of just a couple of hours, my view on a lot of things just completely changed. And it really, really helped me. And I thought I've been studying the religion and trying to understand the Book of Allah for almost 15 years. Maybe I understand some things, but there are just some things that Allah opens the minds and the insights of some of His slaves, and they're able to see things in a way that help you maybe feel like I thought I know nothing. And they're discussing some basic thing that you might think you know, but really, subhanAllah, at the end of the day, it's absolutely remarkable. So I want to share a summary of some of those lessons with you that I found so profound and so very helpful, inshallah. What you see on the screen is not a picture of my eyeballs. It's actually a strange attempt at kind of giving you a visual of what I'm going to talk about. There's a very small circle, then a one outside of it is a little bigger, then bigger, then bigger, then bigger, then bigger, right? So that's the image that we're going to be working with. And basically we're going to try to understand our religion, Islam itself, a bigger picture of our religion in this way. At the core of it, at the heart of our religion, the smallest circle that is at the center of everything is basically what you can call the usul of our deen, the essence, the fundamentals, the original principles of our religion, the essential principles of our religion. At the end of the day, our religion is actually a set of principles. And the way you can think about these principles is, what does Allah want from a human being? What does God want from a human being? What are the qualities, what are the attitudes, what are the emotions, what are the thoughts, what are the beliefs that a human being should have? And if you want to know what these essentials are, the way that Allah does that in the Quran is very beautiful. He does that with the words لَعَلَّكُمْ. He does that with the words لَعَلَّكُمْ. So He'll tell you something. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. So that you remember, so that you're grateful, so that you have taqwa, so that you think, so that you reflect. All of those are fundamental qualities a human being should have. A human being should be a person of reflection. A human being should be a person of thought. A human being should be a person of remembrance. A human being should be a person of taqwa, of consciousness of Allah. A human being should be a person of gratitude. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. So that you can be grateful. You got it? So whenever Allah says لَعَلَّكُمْ and He mentions these verbs, these are qualities that we have to bring into our life. These are the essentials of our religion. I am a slave to Allah successfully if I'm able to bring these qualities into my life. Now I won't list all of them, but just a handful. I just mentioned them, I'll repeat them to be able to think clearly. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. So you can be grateful. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَذَكَّرُونَ. So you can be people of remembrance. So you can make efforts to remember. لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. So you can protect yourselves. You can save yourselves from trouble, be cautious, right? All of these, and of course, لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ, so you can succeed in your afterlife. Allah says لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ quite often. So these are some of the fundamental qualities. Another way Allah describes the usul of our religion, what does Allah want from a human being, is through the words إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ or وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ. Allah loves. Allah will say Allah loves muttaqeen, Allah loves muhsineen. Allah loves, and He'll add several qualities. And these are people, these are enhancements to yourself and to myself that we want to bring into our lives. And finally, Allah will say, Inna Allaha ma'a, Allah is with. Right? So there's la'allakum, there's Allahu yuhibbu, Allah loves, and then there is Inna Allaha ma'a. What does ma'a mean? Yeah, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ اتَّقَوْا وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ بِرَبِّهِمْ يُؤْمِنُونَ. So these are the qualities that are the usul of our deen. Basically, that's the essence of our religion. All right. Now these are what I call principles, or I even call them fundamental principles. These are the fundamental principles. They are inspired directly by the word of Allah itself. Is that clear? Okay. Now the thing with principles is that they are abstract. They are ideas. Being grateful, I don't know what that means. Having taqwa. I've heard so many talks about taqwa. You have to increase your taqwa, increase your taqwa, increase your taqwa. Is it on sale outside? Can I get it somewhere? Can I eat something that'll increase my taqwa? How do I know if I have low taqwa or high taqwa? I don't understand. Or you have to increase your iman, or you have to increase your tawakkul. These are abstract ideas, And how do we bring them practically into our life? In order for us to be able to do that, that's the next circle. The next circle is actually the fundamental obligations and the fundamental prohibitions. The fundamental obligations and the fundamental prohibitions. For example, we have 5 pillars in the religion, yes? Everybody's clear about those. Now the thing is, for example, salah. Salah is an obligation. But actually, it is an obligation that fulfills one of the essentials. Remember, the principles are the most important thing. And even the obligations Allah will give us, the point of them, the purpose of them, is to reinforce a principle. For example, Allah says, أَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِذِكْرِ. Establish salah to remember me. Is remembering Allah a fundamental principle? It is. How do you practically bring the remembrance of Allah in your life so that in a way that pleases Allah? Well, the ultimate way to do that is what? Salah. So Salah took the abstract idea of remembering Allah and brought it into a practical reality. Allah says about fasting, كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Fasting was given to you so you could have taqwa. Taqwa is abstract. Can you give me some practical exercise that I can do, some practical ritual that I can follow that can actually bring that abstract into my life? What is that practice? Fasting is one of those practices. What you're going to find is every single obligation that Allah gave, fundamental obligation that Allah gave, it reinforces what? One of the principles. It's there to bring that principle into our life. Now, what unfortunately has happened in our ummah is that we've separated the ahkam of Allah from their principles.